Hi everyone. Welcome to Prisa Academy YouTube channel. And today we are going to learn about the components. So if you go to the official website as well, so there also you'll find the definition like the Angular is built on the components, and components are the building blocks, and it consists of like HTML, CSS, and your .ts file. And there will be a file which will be used for writing the unit test cases. And your application will be divided into the like the different layer. And if you see in this image, so over here, suppose by default, whatever the component is created, I have kept as a parent over here. And inside this, I have created one header component, one body component, and one footer component. So now if see over here, one, two, three, four component we have used to create a web application. For time being, suppose this is my web application, where this is the web browser. Under that, I am able to display the header, body, and the footer. Now, if you create any component, there will be the component will go and will have metadata that defines its property. And we'll go and we'll learn more about this one, like selector, standalone, imports, template, style URL. And over here, you can go and you can have the template URL as well if you are going to work on the means external file. So over here, you can go and you can give the template URL. Now, in the last video also, we have discussed like how we can go and you can create the component with the help of our Angular CLI to increase our productivity. So now suppose if I have to go and create any component, so I can go and I can write this command ng g c and the component name, where G stands for generate, C stands for component. For example, if you see the above image. Based on that, I have created home component, header component, and the footer component. And if you go and create any of the component, four files will be get generated. So suppose if I'm creating NGGC and the home, so first of all, it will go and it will create the folder with the name of that component name. And inside that, it will go and it will create all these four files. So if you see the early version of Angular like 14, 15, so you will see 16, 17, all from the Angular 20, they have changed the naming convention. So it will go and it will have the file like home.html, where you are going to design all your content, how your page will going to look like. And that page, if you want to go and give some look and feel like a styling, so you can go and you can use the CSS. And it's also depend like at the time of creating the project, which CSS you have used, like normal CSS, Sass, less. So with that extension, it will go and it will create the your CSS file. Then spec.ts file, it is for writing the unit testing to cover all the code coverage. And this is the home.ts file, which will be used for your business logic. Now let me go and show this with the practical over here. So if you see in the last class, we have created one component. I have created one folders, and inside that folders, I will go and I will create all the components. And inside this, if you see home.css, like we have the home.html, home.spec.ts file, and home.ts file. Now let me go and create the other remaining two components. So if I have to go and to the root of this, if I want to go and create the components inside this, so directly I can go and I can do the right click and opening interval terminal. So it will go and it will directly open to that path. Now I have to go and I have to write the command. First of all, it will be in the PowerShell. Let me change to the command prompt. And now over here, I will write G, C. Already we have created the home component. So let me go and create the footer component. Once I press the enter, it will go and it will create the four files. But if you go to the earlier versions, it will go and there was the concept of a module. So it was also one line was there which indicate that it has updated this in the module over here. But in the newer version, you will not go and see that. Only the create all the files you are going to see. So let me press enter. And now you can see this fourth file has been created. Let me go and create same for the footer. So now you are able to create over here. Now if I go and see over here, if I go and expand the component, so you can see header also fourth file has been created and the footer as well, the fourth file has been created. Now if you see on the home, whatever we are able to design on the our app.html file, that is only we are able to display over. Now instead of that, as I saw in the image, I want to go and display like this. So how I can go and I can display? So I will go and I will delete all this. And first of all, I need to go and import over here our home component over here. So already in the app.ts, if you see over here, we have the we have to go and have to import over here. So let me go and imports home component and also same way I have to go and have to go and have to import the header. And again, I will go and I will have the footer as well. Import footer. Now I have imported. Now, whatever the name I have imported of the component, I need to include inside the imports array, which will handle the dependencies. So home and then header and then footer. And now I want to go and display all this on the my home page over here. So I will go to this and first I will go and I will display the app. And to display any of the content, if you go and open any of the component, you'll go and you'll open this. So we have this decorator. Under that, we have all this metadata. And if I want to go and display this header component content to any of the component, so I will go and I will use this selector as a tag. So if you see over here, it is prefixed with app. And already I told that that is present inside the setting in the angular.js. That's why it is prefix. Now, if you want to go and if you want to change the name, so you should go and you should change the name as well. But you have to remember that the selector name should be unique. You should not go and have the duplicate name. So I will go and I will change this as well. I will go and I will change the footer selector name as well. And then I will go and I will change the home selector as well. So let me go and change. Now I will go and I will import all this the way I want to go and I want to display. So over here on top, my will be the header component, and then on between we have the home component, and then on footer we have the save this. And once I have saved, now you can see the content has replaced and it has header works, home works, footer works. And what is it is displaying? So by default in every HTML, it will be one paragraph tag, which will go and it will indicate like footer works related to like your component name and the works. Same way in the case of your header over here, and same way in the case of your home as well. So whenever you want to go and display any of the component, so you have to go and you have to use the selector name. And if you see over here metadata properties, so these are the we see the selector. Now standalone before the it was introduced in Angular 14. So at that time we need to go and you need to make it as a standalone. But from the Angular 19, we don't have to go and maintain over here. By default, it will be the true. If you want to go and make it false, so you have to go and you have to use the release to make it false into metadata. So let me go and over here. So you need to go and mention like this. It's going to go like this. You need to go and make it. But we are learning Angular 20, so we'll go and learn the concept of so either creating the components directly from file. We are going to learn the concept of our standard. And if you see template URL we are using because we are referring to the external file. Same in the case of style over here because we are referring to our external file. Like if I have to go and create something in the inline, so I can go and I can do that as well. How I can go and I can do so template and then the single quote and you can go and you can comment this over here. You can go and you can comment. Now in this the disadvantage is that now with a single code that I can go and I can have only one line code. If I go and make like this, so I will go and I will give there. So how we can go and you can remove this? So you have to go and you have to use the tilde symbol, which you can go and you can find on the top of your tab key in your keyboard, laptop keyboard, and now you can go and you can create. But generally in real time, our content will be larger. So always best practice is to go and work with the external file instead of inline. Inline also it is possibility to do, and same it is in the case of style as well. If you go, you can do the styling inline as well, but we are going to use the external files for the best practices. So this is how we can go and we can use the component over it. So we can go and you can create the component, and you can go and you can use the component with the selected name, whatever you are going to create, and you can go and you can create. So now if you want to go and design our UI, like the header, just we have over here, header works. So you can go and you can create the, with the help of the nav bar or with the help of the, our HTML5 semantic tag, that is the header tag or footer tag, you can go and you can create the header and the footer. And in body, you can go and you can create the search box with the button, and you can go and you can create either the card or the table type of data, and it will go and it will display. So in our next video, we'll go and we'll see how we can go and you can create that example over here. Instead of header works, home works, footer works, we'll go and we'll create a small UI over here to understand more deeply about the our how the these components we can go and you can create, and we can go and you can work with the our components. Okay, thank you.